You are watching the SFL Network live on YouTube from the Lions Den in Tallahassee, Florida. I am your play-by-play commentator, Simien. Alongside me is color commentator, Levant Irvine. We are here today as the 1-1 New Orleans Pharaohs has traveled to take on the 3-0 Tallahassee Pride. These two teams are separated by 385.2 miles and 5 hours and 34 minutes along Interstate I-10 East, which lies between these two teams. Tallahassee is looking to increase their regular season win streak to 19 wins and move ahead in the South Division at 4-0 to start the season. The New Orleans Pharaohs are looking to increase their win streak to 2 games, coming in 1-1 after their Week 3 win over Oklahoma City. Today's forecast is sunny, 85 degrees with winds at 6 miles per hour east-northeast. Levant, what are your tales of today's game?
Well, I'm going to be looking at Xander Gold here. In his first game, he looked a little shaky. In his second game, he looked really good. And right now, against a counterpart in Christian Christensen, he really needs to show up today.
I must say that I totally agree with you. He's going to have to come show up big today and try to keep his turnovers down, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think that's one of the key issues that they have had over the course of the season so far.
Absolutely. Now we have a ball game as it has started, and the return comes out from the 10-yard line, and the return guy, Swan is brought down at the 28-yard line of Tallahassee. There's a look at Christian Christensen, last season's MVP of the SFL. Tallahassee comes in an offset of the single back formation with 3 wide receivers. Gossett to the top and Luke Wilson to the bottom. Christian takes a 5-step drop going deep across the middle, and he got the receiver. And that is number 19, Wes Turner, comes away with his first reception of the game, picking up the first down.
And that's just the virtue of the spread offense as we see here that they've employed over the years. Doesn't matter that the key receivers weren't involved in the play. Everyone is always available to make one.
That's one thing about Christian. He loves to spread the ball around as well. Twin set formation here are the receivers to the top of the field. And here's a handoff here to Jaye. And Jaye runs the man over. Picks it up. Only 3 yards on that carry. But he also picked up a body bag.
And here we just see Eniola absolutely not care that the hat count was heavily stacked on the side he runs on. With him back there, he'll just wreck everyone.
Absolutely. Jaye Eniola is also the league's leading rusher here in the SFL. Trips to the top of the field. Looks like the oop-de-oop formation from the hit movie The Varsity Blues. 2-step drop here by Christian. Got him out route, and that pass is tipped it away by Aaron Arrington, the all-pro cornerback who has been in the league since season 6 as he gets his hands on that ball there.
The oop was almost an alley-oop straight to Arrington there. Don't know what Christensen was looking for there.
I like that analysis. It was great. 3rd and 7 here for Tallahassee at their very own, at the New Orleans 48-yard line. Looks like they come out in the same formation. 1 tight end on the play as well. Single back here, empty back here for Christian. He's going deep. He's taking a chance, and that pass is deflected and incomplete. And that ball is deflected by Hood. Absolutely, by Rollerman Hood of New Orleans. Outstanding play.
That right there was a touchdown saving play by Rollerman Hood as well. As we saw there, he was way behind the play, but reached out, stretched out, and stopped it.
Absolutely. This is something that we don't see very often from Tallahassee. They're punting on their first possession here. They did pick up the first down, so they didn't go 3 and out. And that ball is going to be down at inside of the 5.
And that's something we don't often see out of Tallahassee, but at the same time, we don't see this often in the SFL where the gunners actually get to the ball and down it right where they're supposed to.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, my friend. And now we get a look here at Xander Gold, the #1 pick in this offseason's draft, coming out 4 wide receivers. A single back in the backfield. There's a handoff here to the halfback, and he bulldozer over one guy, and he's trucking down the sideline there. Donk Bonkers, the little guy, 5'10", 210 pounds, bulldozing folks and picking up the first down and more.
And that's actually one way to get past this front seven. They're a very aggressive group on the front four, and you just gotta outspeed them.
Absolutely. 4 wide receivers here once again for New Orleans. Bonkers in the backfield. There's a 2-step drop here by Gold, and swing pass out to the halfback, and he loses a yard on that play.
And Sprouse was just too quick on the come up there. He came up real fast on Bonkers and gave him no time to run.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Man, looks like they come out in a Joker's tight formation here out of the I form, and Bonkers is dotting the I. Gold is calling the signals here. Takes a 5-step drop. It's like going to be a screen out here to Bonkers, and Bonkers got daylight in. He's up and down the field. He's almost at the 50, down to New Orleans' 49-yard line.
I'm really loving the early play calling here by New Orleans. They know that Tallahassee likes bringing the heat, and a screenplay like this is always something you want to employ against the heavy blitz team like this. Look at this. Done to perfection here.
And look at the block out there as well. The Big Uglies are getting it done.
That's going to be a key here in this game.
3 wide receivers set here with the tight end on the line here for New Orleans. 5-step drop by Gold, and he does a spin move, and that pass is deflected and almost intercepted here by the defense, and that is R.J. Manley.
And when you come down like Manley did on a cover 2, covering the flat there, that's how you're supposed to play the ball.
And this New Orleans offense is led by Xander Gold, as we stated earlier, which was the #1 pick of the SFL draft this offseason. And New Orleans comes out in a 3 wide receiver set here once again. Gold is calling the signal. Bonkers is dotting the offset I. 1-step drop for the QB, and he's brought down after trying to do a pump fake there and nothing doing, as Hunter Norwood gets his first sack of the day.
You can't do that against the line this dominant. You have a very short window to pass the ball, and pump faking it isn't ever going to throw off these veteran linemen.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, buddy. 4 wide receiver set here once again for New Orleans, and there's a 5-step drop here by Gold, and he has all kinds of day. I'm twisted tongue over here. Sorry about that. He had a lot of time over there. He just couldn't find anybody. It pretty much was great coverage downfield. Incomplete pass here for New Orleans.
Didn't have a great shot at the play there. I mean, he just got caught in a play that went straight into the zones that Tallahassee was employing, and that's something that they like to do. They like to bring up that pressure on the line, but that secondary is also quite fierce.
Absolutely, and we have the punter here for New Orleans coming in to kick it away, Zen Lee, and there's the punt there. And there's the return from the 13-yard line, but he's stopped and brought down at the 16, that is, of Tallahassee.
And I'm never too fond of just not fair catching it there. If you know you're not going to go anywhere, you see where the defender is, just call for it. I mean, honestly, what did he really gain there? A yard or 2?
Absolutely, probably nothing at all. But I totally agree with you. Go ahead and be safe and go ahead and call it the fair catch, because you can also moff the punt, and you can be, there could be a forced fumble as well. Twins to the top of the field here for Christian. He's going deep down the middle, and that pass is deflected and tipped away by the defense.
Oh, no, New Orleans seems to understand exactly how to come out. They were not fazed by the jumbo heavy set there. They came out and expected pass and were absolutely rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Great defense there by Aaron Arrington. And the New Orleans Pharaohs. Split back, so the halfbacks here. Christian underneath the center. Gossett to the top. Duke Wilson to the bottom here. Both receivers had over 1,000 yards receiving last year. And there's Eniola, and he makes a man miss, and he's got open daylight down the field. The 50, 40. He's not going to be caught, Arrington. You can go ahead and slow down, son, because Eniola is in the end zone.
This is just the sheer power of the Tallahassee run game here. Jay Eniola here. It was just an absolute blast of a run. Let's look at it again here. Going up the middle. I don't know where the defenders were on that play. They engaged the wrong gaps and off to the races.
Absolutely. I mean, he just made a quick juke move, and he was gone. Well, he didn't even make a juke move. He just pretty much got skinny and just dodged the guy, and no one touched him. That's
well, as I said, they shifted and attacked the wrong gap. They overcommitted to the B, should have been on the A, and there he went.
And you know how long that run was?
I don't know. I want to
84 yards.
4 yards. We came to that conclusion at the same time.
And here's the extra point. The kick is up, and that is good for Tallahassee. And their kicker, Richard Douglas, comes away with this 7-0 over New Orleans here in Tallahassee at the Lions Den. New Orleans looked it pretty good on that first defensive possession, and they looked good. They looked good to start this possession here on the defensive side, but just wasn't enough to stop Eniola.
It's just what happens when you overcommit to the wrong side of the ball. Eniola went on the weak side, made himself skinny, and you know the rest. We saw it.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Now we're 1st and 10 here at New Orleans 30-yard line. It's Brown who was on the return for the Pharaohs. And let's see if the Pharaohs can respond in some type of way. They're stating in the chat that this is the uniform bowl, as both teams use some type of purple and gold, which New Orleans use a darker version of the gold, and Tallahassee use a light gold yellow lookish color. 3 wide receivers head here for New Orleans. Bonkers to dot the offset I, and there's a handoff here to Bonkers, and nothing doing as he loses 4 on that handoff.
I don't know where he was going there. Here we have Alex Bond coming in, dropping down, and a perfect read here to call blitz on this play. Safety blitz over the weak side and just wrapping him up.
Absolutely. Bond came in from that safety spot and came up and pretty much contained the outside run there as Bonkers was trying to run for some type of daylight. 4 wide receivers here for New Orleans once again. They love this 4 wide receiver set. Bonkers in the single back by himself, and there's an encroachment here by the defense. Oh, and there's a pass completed here by the receiver to the top of the field, and looks like they're gonna.
Honestly, I would decline this. You gain more yards on the pass and encroachment.
I was just going to say that. Yes, sir. I was just going to say they was going to decline it, but they haven't came up yet. And
they accept it.
And they accept it. Wow. Can't believe that.
Well, sometimes you just want another chance to play. Maybe you think you can get a bigger play. I mean, it's always a free play. If it's not a first down, then it probably ain't right.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree against you, sir. Three wide receivers here now for the Pharaohs. And Bonkers is deep, and there's a swing pass here to Bonkers once again. Caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and he only picks up maybe 2 on that reception.
I think New Orleans was expecting Tallahassee to come out with more blitz early on in the game, and that's why they're passing to like wheel routes and checkdowns like that. But if you're not getting that level of pressure, you kind of need to start passing deeper.
Absolutely. 3 wide receivers here for New Orleans. It's 3rd and 6. 5:58 left in the first quarter here. There's a 7-step drop here by Gold. Going through his progressions and nothing doing as he's sacked and brought down. 4th and 14 as he's looked over by the defender.
That's Taquan Hale there.
And Hale comes through, just beat the left tackle.
Ooh, look at that. Didn't even have a chance. Caught flat-footed there, and you can't do that against this line.
Absolutely. Came through like a lion looking to strike his prey. And that's just what he did on Gold. And here's the punt here for New Orleans. And Tallahassee's going to cover the kick. And it's brought down at the 39-yard line.
And here's the thing about Tallahassee coming into this game with 19 straight regular season wins, looking for 20. You know the pressure's on each and every one of them.
Most definitely. wanting to get that 20-game win streak here in regular season play of the SFL. And Twins are right here to the bottom of the field as Gossett is in the slot and Wilson is in the outside. And Eniola is going to stay in and block, not going in. Christian goes deep. He got some man wide open, and what a catch here by Duke Wilson. My goodness.
There go that man again over the middle. You know, every week we see this chant, Duke over the middle.
Wow, what a great extended grab by Duke Wilson, putting the body on the line and making a great reception for his team. Looks like Tallahassee comes out in the same formation, but this time Eniola is right behind Christensen and not to the offset. And Christensen is calling an audible. Maybe he sees something that he likes. There's no slot corner over the receiver over there. And there's Duke Wilson with the one-handed grab. He's out to the first down and picks up more. Out to the 29-yard line of New Orleans, and Tallahassee is on the move.
And this is the sort of thing that we've come to expect from Tallahassee all the time. A play gets broken down, no matter. Wilson or Gossett will break you out of that in no time.
1st and 10 here for Tallahassee. 4:23 left to go in the first quarter here. Trips to the top of the field. There's a draw play handoff here to Eniola, and he breaks a few tackles before he smacked in him off. Now Tallahassee's going to run all no-huddle offense. What a gutsy play on the draw, and nice blitz here by New Orleans as well. And there's a strike across the middle of the field. He got to receiver, 3rd and 1. Tallahassee needs to get this first down here, or they're going to have to settle for 3. New Orleans is in the 3-2 dime formation, playing coverage here. And there's a pump fake by Christian going across the middle again. That pass is incomplete as the receiver is brought down as he tries to make a catch.
That sometimes happens when you get into a high tempo offense like that. You get some success, you get it going, and then you kind of lose the plot.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so you kind of go a little too fast, and you overshoot your receivers sometimes.
Absolutely.
You got to bring it down. Oh,
yes,
this is interesting.
Oh, they're going to try to go for it here. Maybe they're just going to try to get an encroachment here as they come out in a single back formation with 2 wide receivers in and 3 tight ends in on this play. And looks like New Orleans is going to stay at home. They're not going to fall for this. And I know that Tallahassee is going to be kicking themselves in the butt because you do not want to burn a timeout this early in the first quarter.
You know, I've been up in this league for just a little bit. Maybe not as long as you have, but what I do understand is I never see this work out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen it work out maybe once or twice. I've never liked it.
I don't like it either. And looks like Tallahassee is going to come out here for the field goal, and this is going to be a 37-yarder. And there's a snap, and New Orleans bring pressure, but they do not get there. 37 yards is split down the middle. Counted good.
It's another routine kick here by Richard Douglas, you know.
Absolutely. Douglas is like one of the best kickers here in the SFL. I don't recall him missing many field goals, and he's not one of the key players on this Tallahassee's team.
Another kicker to mention while we're on the subject of Sammy Prefontaine for Sioux Falls, another one that's been a long-standing non-contract kicker, and what we see is just continued the lines of production out of both of them.
First and 10 here for New Orleans. They got to get something going here on this drive. If not, Tallahassee can run away with this game. They love to put up points really fast. And they're at their very own 29-yard line with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to start this drive. They come out with 3 wide receivers and Bonkers in the single back all by himself. There is 1 tight end on the play. And Xander Gold gets pressured by that man once again. But he does not come away with the sack, and that's Hunter Norwood.
And when you get pressure out of the defensive tackle spot like that, when he's lined up over the center, you sometimes don't even have a second to drop back, unless it's to the turf.
Absolutely, on that short drop like that, you know, it's hard to do versus a team like Tallahassee that has quite a bit of defensive linemen that are key players on this defense. And there's pressure there once again, and that pass is caught. Oh my goodness! I almost thought that was deflected away, and Xander Gold gets a completion on a tough pass that he just completed.
That's what you're gonna have to hope happens every time you throw the ball. You know Tallahassee has that level of awareness and consistency. They're gonna be on that play every time.
I absolutely agree with you, my friend. Looks like Xander Gold is calling an audible. There's a handoff here to Bonkers, and Bonkers is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Does not pick up a yard at all. Great defensive play there by Michael Sprouse.
Sprouse got to the outside, but I feel like Bonkers had a chance to bounce it off to the outside and just didn't.
My apology. Did I say Sprouse as like?
Yes, you did.
I meant to say Sprouse. Yeah, you got me right. I'm thinking about the running back that played with Philadelphia, went to Kansas State. That's Sprouse. Sorry about that. There's the punt, and he's going to field this thing, and he's nothing doing. Brought down at the 29-yard line of Tallahassee. Unfortunately, New Orleans was unable to get anything going on that drive. Pretty much 3 and out.
You can't be doing that against Tallahassee. You kind of have to match them drive for drive to have a chance.
Yes, sir. You're pretty much right. You do have to meet them drive for drive, point for point. Oop-de-oop formation once again here for Tallahassee. They do have a tight end on the line, and Christian takes a 2-step drop, got Gossett to the top of the field, and Gossett picks up a first down.
Oh, you gotta love that matchup on the outside there where Gossett is just all alone here against a much shorter defensive back here. Look at him. Look at the level of separation he had on Arrington.
Absolutely. Gossett comes in at 6'4", 220, and Arrington sits at 6'1", 200. But Arrington has been around for quite a bit of time here in the SFL, so he has a lot of
he definitely has those springs.
Yeah, he has a lot of knowledge here of the game and a lot of history behind him as well, and a lot of experience. Here's Christian in the shotgun. Everybody goes out. Christian goes deep. He takes a chance. Oh, and his receiver, Gossett, just straight up dropped it. How could you do that to him?
That's a little unfortunate, but we got to give it up to Jones there, who had him on some tight coverage there over the middle. And you know that's the favorite place to go for Christensen. When you shut it down like that, you want to keep it going.
Absolutely. I just can't believe that Gossett straight up dropped that reception. And I'm just like, how could you do that to your quarterback? And Christian decides to go deep again. And this time he finds Duke Wilson. Picks it up maybe about 30 yards on that reception. There's Wilson before he's brought down by the defender.
Well, that's the thing about the Tallahassee offense. We'll look at it again. Well, if Gossett doesn't do it for me, Wilson will.
And then in the chat, I see Rollerman Hood states that they don't want to test me. And guess what? Tallahassee decides to test him on the last play. And they come up big. Watch what you say, young man. It may come back to bite you. Tallahassee come out in a single back formation. 2 wide receivers with 2 tight ends on this formation. And Christian's going to hand off to Eniola. And he makes a man miss. And he makes another miss. And he picks up a first down. Eniola picking up big yards there.
And what we have here, again, is just they call the right play. They have the right contain on him, but it doesn't even matter. Look at this man. Look at him.
You got to wrap this guy up. You have to wrap this guy up. You cannot try to arm tackle this guy or just try to just tackle him high because he's too strong. He's too strong up high. Twins here to the right here of Christian. Split backs or the half backs. And 3-step drop by Christian. He gets a swing pass out here to Eniola. And Eniola has a blocker. And he gets, not the first down, but he picks up 9 here on the reception.
Have to give it up to McDaniel. He's been getting a little beaten up on some of these plays. Finally gets Eniola down.
Second and inches here for Tallahassee. 35 seconds left here in the quarter. The first, that is. There's a handoff to Eniola, and no one touches him as he steps into the end zone and picks up 6 more. That's 2 for the day.
Well, that's the way to help out your quarterback right there. He's been doing all right, but you know who's really been taking this game over? Eniola. Look at him again. This is just all Jaye all the time.
No one touches this guy at all. Pure skill, baby. Pure skill. I tell you one thing. I can tell you who brought their lunch pail to work today. His name is Eniola, and he has 28 on his back.
That seems to be the common number for power running backs in this league, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And there's the extra point. Goes up in the air, and that thing is good. Split the uprights. 17-0. Tallahassee Pride over the New Orleans Pharaohs between the purple and gold game.
Well, so far this Purple Bowl has been just Tallahassee so far. Let's hope New Orleans brings some rain of their own.
Absolutely. And here's New Orleans getting ready for the return, as there's the kick here by Tallahassee's kicker, Richard Douglas. And there's the return. And on that return is Leroy Brown here for New Orleans, and he's brought down at the 28-yard line. Let's see if New Orleans can answer back. Let's see if the offense is fired up now. Maybe they need a few possessions to get things going.
They're really going to have to kick it up a notch here, being down 17 in the first. Going to need to open up that playbook and start trying to just chew up that clock, get down the field, and score on this drive.
Here's Xander Gold here with 3 wide receivers and Bonkers to the off in the single back, and there's a traps up the middle of the field here to Bonkers, and he picks up 2. Look at the difference between the stats. Look at the difference between those stats.
That's just the difference a game changer can make, and we're just seeing it on display today. Bonkers is no slouch, though. I can see him picking it back up.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8 here for New Orleans, and that's the end of the quarter, folks. Here in the Lions Den, the Tallahassee Pride is up 17-0 over the New Orleans Pharaohs. And here's Xander Gold coming out to the line of scrimmage here with his troops. 3 wide receivers. Twins to the bottom of the field here, and Bonkers in the backfield all by himself. And here's a handoff here to Bonkers, and he pops one guy, and he falls forward, picks it up. 4 yards there on that carry.
Well, seemed a little shaken up after that play, but I'm glad he got it back up. Well, here we have Taekwon Harrell with just a perfect reach tackle. Gets off his assigned blocker, and just saves some yards.
Two-step drop here by Gold, and he got some receiver, and he overthrows the guy, or was missed target, or did it go through his arms? What happened? The guy was wide open, and he did not come away with that reception.
It's just a little bit of the rookie happy feet there. He's been under pressure all game, and he just didn't have enough time to set his feet and get the throw off.
Michael Spross in the chat states that the Lion Den isn't something you walk into with a W. You're absolutely right, sir. I have been there quite a few times myself as a player, coach as well, and the Lions Den is nothing to play with. And here's the punt here by New Orleans as they kick it away once again over to Tallahassee. And there's the return, and nothing doing, maybe picking up 2 yards.
Once again, it's another one of these returns that Tallahassee just needs to understand. Hey, wave the fair catch. You don't want to give New Orleans a chance at a free play. And just continuing to almost muff punts like that is going to come back, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Tallahassee with 3 wide receivers, and Christian sees something that he loves in the defense as he hot routes his receivers. And he's going to hand off here to Eniola, and Eniola is not touched until he picks up 8 on the carry. 1st and 10. This man is on a mission. And he's looking like he wants to break the single game and the season rushing record.
Well, he's about to show us all how it's done. Redford had a chance in the first game of the season, but let's see if Eniola can do what he did not.
It is crazy how the first guy is not able to bring this guy down. The first guy touched him. Wasn't until he picked up 8 yards, which was at the 38-yard line. And it's just crazy how you not bring this guy down. Oop-de-oop formation once again here for Christensen. 2-step drop going deep across the middle. And there is Wilson, but he gets popped and he drops it. My apologies, Gossett.
Well, Aaron Arrington with the big hit, not allowing Gossett to just wait. Oh, why were you looking? Well, it wasn't.
It wasn't Arrington. He was just an innocent bystander, but it was
Bond.
It was 2-1. That was Kappa Jones coming through with the big hit. The free safety, that is, who had just Gossett target like a homing missile. And here's Christian calling the signals here. Throws a swing pass to Eniola, and Eniola is nothing doing.
And that's something we haven't really said all.
Am I too loud? Oh, you come on. Oh. I'm like, focus on this. I'm sorry. There's Christian on a 3-step drop going deep. He's taking a chance, and he's got Wilson picking up the first down there, getting behind the defender, but the defender was able to bring him down and not allow him to get the first down there. Here's another look at it.
And once again, Wilson just absolutely darts across Rollerman Hood there. Hey, we can hear these under conversations, man.
And there's a handoff here to Eniola, and Eniola picks up another first down there.
Eniola doing what he does best. Yet again, waiting for his blocks, pushing someone off, and getting the first down.
And here's 1st and 10 here for Tallahassee at the 25-yard line of New Orleans. 8:23 left here in the second quarter. Single ace formation here is Tallahassee, and there's a handoff to Eniola, and Eniola is not touching to after he picks up a first down, and that's 13 yards on that carry. Oh my goodness, this guy is putting on a show today.
Just once again, wide open running lanes for him, and you can't afford to do that if you're New Orleans.
Absolutely. And here's Twins here to the left of Christian. Eniola in the backfield all by himself once again. They love this single back formation. Here's another here, and Eniola almost makes a guy miss, but he picks up 3 there on the carry. Looking to pick up his 3rd touchdown of the day as they're inside of the 10 here in goal line situation as New Orleans tries to defend it. Trips to the bottom of the field here for Christian. He takes a 7-step drop going deep to the back of the end zone. And is that a touchdown? Did he catch it in bounds?
No, he stepped out right at the end of there. He had just stepped out as soon as he caught it.
If he did, I think I was going to blow my lid on that one, because that would have been an outstanding play for the Tallahassee Pride if he would have got both toes in. All he needed was a toenail or just a big toe. Trips to the left here of Christensen, calling the signal. 3-step drop for Christian. He gets pressure, and I think he's going to get brought down as he is. Sack! New Orleans' first sack of the game.
It wasn't the prettiest blitz, but it was enough pressure for Andre Daniels to get through here.
Absolutely. And here's another look at it, and down goes Christensen. And Christensen loses quite a bit of yards there on that play, and Pride is going to settle for 3 here.
If you're New Orleans right now, you will take that.
I most certainly would take that because there's still a lot of football left here to be played in this game. And there's a snap. There's a snap. There's a bad snap, and that bad thing is blocked. It looks like New Orleans comes away with it. Either way, New Orleans is going to get this ball, whether they recovered the block or not.
I almost blew my lid there. I've seen 2 blocks so far today. One in this game, one in the game earlier. This is just something that New Orleans really needed right now, honestly, to get some momentum back in this game.
Absolutely. Great defensive pressure there on the kick, on the field goal attempt by New Orleans. And here's a handoff here up the middle of the field to Bonkers, and Bonkers picks up 2. Nothing doing. This front 7 of Tallahassee is outstanding.
And they've been an absolute force for these 20 games so far. And they're pushing for 20 anyway.
4-3 formation here for the defense. There's an encroachment on Tallahassee. I would go deep if I'm gold, but unfortunately, he's not able to do so because there's that man again, Hunter Norwood, coming away with a sack. But he's not going to be rewarded for it.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
There's always a little bit of a negative side to having so much aggression sometimes, is you just kind of forget when to go, and that's what happened there. So eager to get to the quarterback, but sometimes you just got another snap count.
Absolutely. Let's look at Bonkers there, and New Orleans has 4 wide receivers. Here's a handoff here to the halfback, and he makes a juke move, runs over one guy, and he's fall forwards for the first down. Great run there by Bonkers.
That's what you need more of out of him. You need him to get past that first level. And I know that's a hard order for him to do, but I know he has the power to do it.
Offset I here for New Orleans. 2 wide receivers and 1 tight end here on the formation. And 2-step drop here by the rookie, and he's brought down again.
I think it was Norwood and Hale on this one.
Norwood comes away with that sack, and he celebrates with the home run hit, letting everyone know that he got there to the QB first.
I'm just not too fond of these under center plays, knowing the pressure that's coming at him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 4-3 for the defense. 5-step drop this time for Gold. Swing pass out to Bonkers, and he falls forward, only picking up 2 from the previous line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8. They're going to have to do something. They got to take a chance downfield. I don't think we've seen New Orleans go downfield this game, as they were downfield happy when they came away with the win over Oklahoma City last week.
I think they had one play where they tried it, but they didn't go very far. And
5 wide receivers here for New Orleans. Empty backfield, and Gold goes deep, and that's a one-hit INT by the strong safety.
That is absolutely disrespectful, Alex Bond. This man just did a secret agent robbery. Look at this. Yoink. Thanks.
The thing about it is, look how much field he covered. The dude was on one side, on the opposite side of the field, and just ran down that ball and one-handed the INT. There's a look at Eniola. Look at his numbers. 9 carries, 16.7 yards a carry, and 150. We haven't even reached halftime yet. Yet alone 4 minutes left in this quarter, and there's another handoff as he picks up about 7 more yards on that carry. My goodness. What a bulldozer.
I honestly thought he was going to break that last tackle there. You saw it, right? Like, it really looked like he was about to lay into him.
Absolutely. I had to hold myself because I almost stated that he broke off. 2nd and 3 here for Tallahassee. There's moving this ball upfield. There's another handoff to Eniola, and he shows patience, and he breaks open to the outfield, and there's another touchdown. His 3rd of the day. Christensen must be jealous because Eniola is getting all the points.
Well, maybe that's exactly what they game planned for. Look at this. Outspeeding even Tank Bennett there. A safety. Look at the power and speed of Eniola. If it's not his strength, it's his speed. That's unbelievable.
This guy here is putting on a show. And as someone stated during the broadcast last week, they stated that we're seeing a totally different opposite team of Tallahassee from last season, and they're still winning games and putting up a lot of points. There's the extra point, and it's good. Tallahassee was a pass-first team last season. Basically, never ran the ball, maybe 15 times max a game, and now they're averaging about 20-plus runs a game. It's just absolutely bizarre how they flipped the script and they're able to win this way compared to what they come from previously of last season.
I just feel like this is the way you have to win in this league. You gotta show them something different every season. I know Frank Goodin very well, and he knows this too. Him and another well-respected owner, Max Paul for Alaska, know that it's always good to keep your identity, but always still change it up so that you don't seem predictable. That's what Tallahassee's doing this season, especially today in this game.
Absolutely. I am seeing a totally different Tallahassee team here. And they're coming out in a 43 defensive set. 3 wide receivers here for the Pharaohs going across the middle of the field. And, man, that was a tough pass to throw, yet alone catch for the receiver because Bond was right underneath the guy, just blanketing him.
Leroy Brown there trying to catch it with one hand, but he just can't reproduce what Bond did earlier. They're trying. They really are.
4 wide receivers now here for New Orleans. Bonkers is alone back in the backfield. 43, and it looks like Tallahassee is going to bring pressure. And they do bring pressure as it is a run play to Bonkers, and Bonkers lose 2 yards on that carry.
But right here, we just see a perfect contain here. They contain the outside. They had a blitz 38 gap. Bain just gets through because there's enough pressure on that side. It's rough out there for New Orleans. They got to change it up a little bit.
Absolutely. They're stating that it's the paw prints that are on the uniforms here of the Pride that have them playing so well today. And Gold goes deep across the middle, got the first down, and he has a receiver trying to catch that number, and that is Jaquez Lynch, slot guy.
Well, you got to get it where you can, and once again, just it's pretty rough to get those passes in, and this time they get a good one-handed grab out of Lynch here.
Five wide receivers once again here for New Orleans. 2:23 left in the half. Going underneath once again, and that pass is broken up and incompleted. Jeff Eaton there, the defender, covering the receiver. Not sure if Eaton got his paws on the ball there, but hey, he calls an incompletion. Give him credit.
Give him credit with a pass deflection there on the play.
Twins to the bottom of the field here for N.O., and there's a handoff into Bonkers. He makes a man miss, makes another miss, bouncing off another guy. Picks up 3 yards, and 3rd and 5 here for N.O.
And once again, just New Orleans getting what they can. And Donk Bonkers has to get a little more involved, because as we can see here, Sanders not doing great right now.
Right, absolutely. Key players on this Tallahassee defense is Taquan Hall, Kevin Bain, E.J. DeQ, Hunter Norwood, as we've called him several times today, Alex Bond, which is a strong safety, Michael and Matthew Spross, Tanner Hendricks, Those are your defensive key players for Tallahassee. Two-step drop here for Gold. He goes to out route and nothing doing. That pass is deflected away. And that is by R.J. Manley.
I think it's just... I feel like Sanders is just not having the Midas touch he's used to having. He's just not seeing the defense as he normally would.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a real hard time to read this defense of Tallahassee. There's a return down from the 10, and he picks up 3 on that return. And Tallahassee has another shot of marching downfield once again. Irvine with 1:48 left to go in the half here.
And here, it's very strange. Do you want Eniola to break the record, or do you want to go into halftime? I mean, everybody wants Eniola to keep running the ball, but at the same time, you want to keep the players safe.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that one. And they might just go to a strike attack here as New Orleans is in a 3-3 nickel formation here. And Christensen is calling signals to his receivers. And there's a handoff here to Eniola, and he loses a yard. First time that New Orleans was able to get pressure on Eniola to cause a tackle for loss.
And here we have, for the first time today, Obi Okoye out on the outside, one of the veterans that Arrington brought in for the Pharaohs.
3 wide receivers here once again for Christensen. Swing pass here out to Eniola. And Eniola picks up quite a bit of yardage there. Picks up 8. 3rd and 3 here for Tallahassee as the ticker is still ticking with 1 minute and 10 seconds left at Tallahassee's 21-yard line.
We're just seeing his value as an all-purpose back so far today. He has speed, he has power, and hands.
Absolutely. He is really putting on a show here for this Tallahassee offense and for their fans, as he pretty much has been their offense all game. Another handoff here to Eniola up the middle of the field. Makes a guy miss, and he's brought down after picking up the first down. Is Tallahassee going to call a timeout here, or are they just going to run it out the clock?
Honestly, being ahead as much as they are right now, I would just let the clock keep going.
There's a look at Heath McDaniel the second. And 3-step drop by Christians going deep. He's taking a chance, and he got Wilson. He makes the reception. Oh, my goodness. He jumped in the air and snatched it out of the air from the defender. 11 seconds left. 9, 8. Christian taking his time. 3-step drop. He got the ball going deep. He has got it this time. Timeout is called by Tallahassee. They're in field goal range with 2 seconds left on the clock before the end of the half.
And that's just the unpredictability of the Tallahassee Pride offense. Just when you thought they were going to be done, they're never done.
I tell you one thing, they had me fooled here in the booth as I was guessing and thinking that they were just going to run the timeout. And then here comes Christensen as time is running down, goes deep to the right sideline, and he finds Duke Wilson. And here's Douglas. There's the snap. The kick is up. This time he was able to get the snap off. And that is no good. Looks like a wide left. He hooked it.
Another lucky break on for New Orleans here. Just it seems maybe his confidence went down after that block.
Absolutely. He just straight hooked the thing to the left, but he was already on the left hash line. But normally when you're on the left hash, you try to kick it a little off to the right just to make sure that that thing goes down the middle. And here's a look at the halftime stats.
.195 for both passing and rushing.
That is awesome. I've never seen that before. What a stat.
I gotta ask, are we muted or not? All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at in Tallahassee, Florida, here at the Lions Den to start the second half here of this ball game, as Tallahassee is up 24-0 over the New Orleans Pharaohs as it has been all Jaye Eniola here in the first half. What is your tale for the second half here, partner?
Well, New Orleans is just going to have to probably start abandoning the run game. They need to pass it downfield and start getting some of these points on the board.
Absolutely. They got to do something. They got to get the ball moving. They need to start taking some shots downfield. As we stated earlier, that they haven't did that much, and we can see the production from the score as to, you know, that what has been done from them. They just been straight underneath. Everything's been straight underneath, but they're not picking up any first downs. As we come away here with 3 wide receivers, looks like a tight end in the slot, and Bonkers in the backfield as he dots the I formation, going deep, but he overthrows his man.
I think it's just the pressure of the game, getting them, the pressure of the defensive line, getting them. He doesn't really have time to step back and throw, and he keeps passing under center. I would just start going into shotgun formation, just have him away from that line for a little bit.
Absolutely, and that was Matt Wolf, the intended receiver. I think that was the first target for Wolf. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tallahassee's in a 4-3. Looks like they're bringing pressure to the top here, but he's going to drop back in the zone. There's a shovel pass here to Bonkers, and Bonkers is able to pick up the first down.
And once again, you just got to get it how you live, and right now, whatever works will work. And look at this wonderful play by Bonkers, just dragging that defense.
Absolutely. There's a look there at the rookie. One strip to the top of the field, handoff here to Bonkers. He got open field and makes a man miss, makes another miss, and he got open daylight to the 40, the 30. No one's going to catch him. Give him 6. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, forget what I said earlier. They went back to Bonkers, and he just went absolutely berserk. Let's look at it again. Here we have him just go up the middle. 1, 2, 3, wait, 4 man missing on that play. Look at that. Just absolute demolition.
Wow. Add that to the stat books.
Look, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th was a little earlier. And just look at that, man. Go. 4 defenders. Can't catch up to him.
Looks like Bonkers is going to try to take this thing over by himself, since the quarterback and receivers are not getting things done through the air. But I believe that this Tallahassee front 7 has something to say about that. And there's the field goal, and that thing is good as it splits the uprights. New Orleans finally gets on the board here early in the third quarter as they score on the air, open possession, as they have been just nothing doing in the first half. Great to see them get into the end zone here.
Well, what they're going to have to do now is just continue to capitalize on their success in the second half. So if they play like this, they need a defense to get a stop here.
Absolutely. There's a return here for Tallahassee down to the 31-yard line for the return guy, and Tallahassee takes over at their very own 31 with 10:15 left on the clock. Between the last kickoff, the kickoff from the beginning of the half and to that return, 45 seconds within that time span as New Orleans had the ball. And here's Christensen. Empty backfield as he's in the shotgun by himself. Oop-de-oop formation with the tight end on the line. Gossett to the top on the out route, and he got Gossett. He gets both feet in, and that pass is incomplete is what they're going to call it. I think Tallahassee should challenge this.
I feel like they should too, but let's see what happens. I mean, he had to what it appears like to me, will foot in bounds. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think he got both feet in as well. Let's see if Frank Goodin's going to challenge this thing, and it looks like he's not. He said, that's okay, we'll get it back anyway. Offset eye here for Eniola in the single back. Gossett to the top, Duke Wilson to the bottom. And there's a handoff here, sweep here to Eniola. He makes a man misses, tries to trip him by the feet, and he's brought down by Tank Bennett.
Sometimes you're just going to have to catch a tiger by its toe, and that's what Bennett did there with the reach there.
Christensen has been lights out when going deep. Trips to the top of the field here for Tallahassee. Got some man open to the bottom of the screen. There's Duke Wilson, and he does not get the ball past the sticks on third down, 4th and inches. Tallahassee has to kick it back to Eno.
That's something that we haven't seen all day. It seems like Christensen just passed it a little too low and, you know, just left Wilson with a lot to do.
Here's the punter, Howard McCoy here for Tallahassee. He kicks this thing away. And there's the return. He tries to make some men miss. Nothing doing. Brought down. As soon as he takes a step. That's Leroy Brown on the return. And New Orleans has possession here at the 20-yard line. Let's see if they can strike once again here by Bonkers, or if Xander Go can do something in the air. Wing F formation is a single back. 5-7 step drop here by Gold. Swing pass here to the halfback. Bonkers. 2 spin moves. 3 spin moves. He picks up 5 on that reception there.
And with that last little move there that he did, I thought he was actually going to break free. This is the second time I thought a running back was going to just burst out.
It was like spin move, spin move, spin move. Everybody freeze. Get out my way, please. Leroy Brown to the top of the screen. Wolf to the bottom. 3-step drop here by the QB. Nothing doing versus this defensive line. There's 4 key players on this D line, and he's one of them.
Look at this again. Just absolutely swimmingly past everyone. Look at that.
I think Hunter Norwood came in with so much force that he actually missed the guy. If not, that would have been his second. I believe that would have been his 3rd for the day. And looks like he's going to get more pressure again. Ball is tipped away. 4th and 8. New Orleans comes away with nothing on that possession.
And sometimes I'm just lucky that they just don't call things fumbles, because every time a quarterback gets hit like that, you're always wondering, did he tuck it? Was he in the process of the throw? And it seems like this time they're going to say it was an incompletion, and I agree with it.
Absolutely. It looked like that. It could have been a fumble, because I don't recall seeing his arm moving forward for a pass.
And that's why it was that I mentioned it.
And here's a punt here back to Tallahassee. Tallahassee Pride comes into today's game averaging 259 yards passing, allowed by the defense. Defense only allows 65.3 yards per rush. And here's Twins here to the right here of Christensen. There's a handoff to Eniola, and he's not touched until after he's picked up the 5th yard. 2:04 and counting here for the for the second year back.
Well, as long as he continues what he did in the first, he has a good chance to continue to get his name into the record books.
If you're concerned why New Orleans has only been able to score 7 points this game, because Tallahassee only allows 12.3 points per game. Here's another handoff to Eniola, and he picks up the first down after breaking a tackle and a half.
Well, this is just the rough thing for New Orleans. They get to him, right? They get the first couple of guys over where he is, but they just can't seem to finish.
Absolutely. CC overlooks the defense. Christensen, that is. Twins to the bottom of the field. Eniola in the backfield with the fullback as well. Two-step drop. Dumps it off here to the fullback and tries to put on a stiff arm, but nothing doing. Picks up 3 on the reception, though. Counted good.
He seems like he's getting Wood here seems like he's getting tired by Eniola. He knows he's not the same player, but hey, that's what having a guy like him does to the rest of the team.
Absolutely. New Orleans comes into the game, today's game, averaging 24 points, so that we know that they can put up points on the board, but only averaged 208 yards passing. Not very good versus this great defense. And Christensen takes a chance deep, and that pass is intercepted by the strong safety of New Orleans. And that is Tank Bennett, 6'4", 227 rookie, second-round pick.
And here we just have a bit of a just forced throw. Wow, look at how far Bennett ran to cover an open receiver. Wonderful vision by the safety there. He saved a touchdown with that interception.
Absolutely. Yes, he did. Twins at the bottom of the field here for Xander Gold. Offset eye of the halfbacks. Handoff here to Bunkers up the middle. He makes a man miss, and he's off to the races. He's out to the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Everybody's celebrating in New Orleans right now back at home as they're hitting the notes of Les Levant Roulette, which means let the good times roll, baby.
And roll they are. Look at this steam. The head of steam he has here. Look at him. Gone in a matter of moments.
Bonkers went straight bonkers on that play.
That's why he has that name.
And hey, we now have a ball game, people. 6:14 left in the third quarter. Go ahead, my friend.
There's one thing about this comeback season that I'm looking at here that's very, very, very interesting. And it's the run game's bringing them back. That's something that you usually don't use to come back into games.
Absolutely. He's breaking tackles, man, you know, and he made one guy miss right at the line of scrimmage, and one guy grabbed him, and he broke that tackle and took off, and no one was able to catch him there. As I stated, 6:14 left here in the third quarter. There's a lot of time left in this ball game. A total 17 minutes and 14 seconds, that is. And there's the kickoff here to Tallahassee. Let's see if Tallahassee can get things going, because they have been in sync thus far here in the second half.
Don't count New Orleans out now, though, because now they're coming back with a level of energy I haven't seen from them all game.
Absolutely, yeah. They, the coaching staff must have told them something, or may have gave them some of Michael Jordan's secret stuff from Space Jam in the locker room there, but they've came out to play this game. Twins to the top of the field here for the halfback, and handoff here to Eniola, and now he's trying to make things happen after picking up 7 on that play.
Let's just look at this stat here. Jai Eniola is averaging 12.7 yards a carry this game. That is absolutely astronomical.
I totally agree. That is a lot of yards per carry that the defense is allowing this guy to have. Offset eye here once again is Eniola. Gossett to the top of the field, and Duke Wilson to the bottom. There's another handoff into Eniola. There's a sweep. There's a stiff arm. Disrespected. You are so disrespectful. You ought to go to your room, Eniola.
Oh, man. Let's look at it. I hope I get to see it again. We probably won't, but Springs just got sprung there. Just absolutely punched in the face.
He should be punished for that. He should be punished.
Absolutely criminal.
Eniola is basically a man amongst boys here in the SFL. And there's a two-step drop, and he got Gossett to the top of the field. He picks up the first down. First and 10 for the Pride at the Tallahassee 43-yard line. 5:04 and counting.
Every time they dial up that play, they just seem to be like, look, Gossett, we trust you. You know you're going to be open. You're always open. And there he is again.
Everybody check out mediainstitute.edu. Do what you love what you do. I had the opportunity of visiting one of the facilities here in Houston, Texas, and this place is amazing. You have to check out Media Tech. Single back formation here is Eniola. Wilson to the bottom of the field. Gossett to the top. There's a handoff to Eniola once again, and he picks up 6 yards on that carry. Keep the legs rolling, young man. Keep the legs rolling.
Here we just see another bowling ball run for a strike there. It's like every time he gets the ball, there's never spares, only strikes.
3 wide receivers head here for the Pride. There's another handoff here to Eniola. He picks up the first down after falling forward. No, they say that the knee may have hit the ground before he fell forward. And it looks like he's slow getting up.
Well, let's hope he gets up and is all right. But let's look at. I feel like you would think forward progress would have him have the first down there. But
absolutely, hey. Yes, absolutely. Didn't mean to cut you off there, but absolutely, I was just agreeing with you. I most definitely thought he got the first with the forward progress. And let's see if they're going to give it to him once again here on 3rd and 1. And yes, they do. He bulldozed one guy. It looked like he targeted the guy like a homing missile. He ran directly to him.
Speaking of disrespect, was that really necessary? Let's look at it again. What was he even involved in this play? Defenseless. Look at that man. Look at that man just die there.
This
I mean,
guy,
not literally. I'm just saying, but wow.
For now on, I am calling number 28, Jaye, disrespectful Eniola. Five-step drop here by Christensen. Out route here to Wilson. That pass is incomplete as Wilson make the completion out of bounds.
I had to catch myself for that comment earlier. Obviously he didn't, but he just got hit really hard, you know?
Man, he just straight target the guy. The guy was nowhere near the play. I mean, he ran off to the left to find some contact. This guy is hungry for contact, man. 2nd and 10 here for the Pride at their very own, at the New Orleans 41, and there's Eniola on the handoff and nothing doing, brought down at the line of scrimmage.
And they now have absolutely no fear at this point. That was an all-out blitz.
Mark is in the chat. They're stating that you are freaking good and funny here on the broadcast. They're repeating the name Jaye Disrespectful Eniola. 4 receivers here for Tallahassee on this position, and he got some man open. It's Duke Wilson for 6. Touchdown Pride.
Just give this man his land. Give this man his just look at this man. Look at this man here. I don't know what he's doing with the ball, but you know what? He deserves it. Just give him his castle. He is the Duke for a reason. Look at him. Look at the separation. How many yards is that? I don't know. That's probably a whole land grant right there. Look, where's Rollerman Hood? Where is he? Gone.
It looks like 40 acres if you ask me. He had that much separation from the defender. And I tell you one thing I love about this Tallahassee offense is that they'll go underneath on you on the passing game, and then all of a sudden Christian would just gets himself boastful and he'll take a shot downfield, as we just saw there as he picks up his first touchdown of the day. Give Christensen credit for finding Duke Wilson wide open and just putting enough touch on it just so that the receiver can come down with the reception.
You know, you just have to hit him with the sauce. You know, that's the phrase, the sauce. He just had the juice on that play.
Absolutely. Xander Gold in the chats is stating, keep beating us on the same play. Yep, the defense got to do something to stop it, son.
The thing with that is it just came so unexpectedly. They were running the ball so hard with Eniola. It wasn't even set up with a play action. It's just that play again just continues to wreck that zone that they're in.
Absolutely. And here's Leroy Brown on the return out to the 28-yard line.
So there's one thing about the game of football I don't think a lot of people understand unless they coached at any level. But here's the thing: a lot of football sometimes is kind of like chess. There's always there's plays that counter other plays, and when you execute them, like Tallahassee just did there, that's the result you're looking for.
Absolutely. And the chat's there screaming, "Come on, Nola!" There's another shovel pass here to Bonkers. He picks up 5 on that play. They're unable to get past the secondary there as the defensive lineman chased him down.
I mean, just like that play earlier, I mean, if it works, you keep going to it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but hey, I mean, it works when it does.
Absolutely. The shovel pass is almost like a draw play, but it's a little bit more lethal because it draws that defensive lineman upfield, and then you can just slip the little flick pass to the halfback, and Gold gets pressure, but he finds a receiver open to the top of the field, and he picks up the first down, and that is Wolf picking up that reception.
Well, this is probably his second or third target this game, and he finally gets a reception. But the good thing about this play from Xander here is now he's getting a little more time to throw.
Absolutely. 3 wide receivers here for Nola. And there's a 2-step drop here by Gold, and there's a reception by the tight end. And he comes away with the first down there. Great play for Xander Gold there to find the open tight end, and that's Brooke Lee, number 86. Oh, no, I take it back. That's not Brooke Lee. It's 85.
Got to give it up to... We also gotta give it up to Sprouse a little bit for that play. He's very undersized for to be matched up with a tight end and dragged him down.
Absolutely, give it up for the little guy. 2 claps. All right. 4 wide receivers here for New Orleans. Bonkers in the backfield by himself. They got away from him. Oh, he makes the defender miss, makes another miss, and he's gonna run for it. But no, he's brought down before he getting past the line of scrimmage, and that's gonna be a sack. Credit to Tallahassee, and that is number 96, EJ DeQ on the sack. Did they give him the sack? No replay on it, but let's look here at the defensive line.
Gave them half a sack each for some reason. That's a bit strange, but hey.
Offset here, offset all the running backs. 2 steps here for Gold again. Strike across the middle of the field. Got his receiver. Leroy Brown picks up the first down at Tallahassee's 41-yard line. New Orleans is trying to make something happen here by going quick with that last play there. That was a nice quick strike. I love that.
There's big bad Leroy Brown there, holding on to the ball after getting hit real hard for the first down.
Xander Gold calling the play here. Another handoff here to Bonkers. He runs into trouble after picking up 3 yards. Just ran up to a crowd of Tallahassee Pride defenders there.
I feel like Tallahassee overcommitted to the play there. They're expecting a pass. That's why their engagement was probably or pass rush, and they just gave him a little too much space.
Absolutely. Let's look at Jamal Carroll there. Offset eye of the halfbacks once again. Here's a handoff here to Bonkers, and he's blowed up in the backfield, and that's the end of the quarter.
We'll hit him so hard it caused jitters all across our stuff here. Well, we got it though.
Make sure to pick up your official SFL gear from Richards Prince. Your official gear of the SFL. Get custom shirts, polos, jackets. Anything is possible. You're watching the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music, production music library and custom music house for all of your live streaming needs. And there's a dump pass hit the Bonkers, spin move. Oh, he's knocked out before he gets to the first down. 4th and inches. What a play by Bonkers. Could have came away with that. I think he should have dove for it or something.
I don't think he had time to dive, really. Let's look at if we look at it again, we realize he spun. And the one thing I don't like about that move is it uses all your momentum. So he spun, and now he's vulnerable. And in that 1 second he was vulnerable, he got dove at and hit.
And that field goal is good for 48 yards here for NO. And that kick was brought to you by Zane Lee Awesome kick here by the non-contract kicker. 48 yarders is a long way, my friend. I don't think I drive that far.
Well, that's the one thing in this league that always worries someone is, for this league in particular, 47 to 50-yard kicks are not normally attempted because they have a tendency to just not get there. So, but New Orleans just needed the points. And they'll take them however they can. So, went for the risk, went for the field goal anyway instead of going for it, and there you go.
Absolutely. 31-17. Here's the Pride up on the Pharaohs. Game is not over yet, people. We have 10 minutes and 18 seconds left on the ticker. Anything is possible here in the SFL. Anything can happen. Eniola in the backfield. 5-step drop here by Christensen. Gets pressure. Throws it underneath here to the tight end. And that pass is completed by Jason Stackhouse, picking up 3 yards on that reception.
If you're in New Orleans, you would like to keep seeing Tallahassee end up being forced to pass it short.
Three wide receivers here for Tallahassee to give it up to Eniola, and he gets another stiff on with his disrespectful self. My goodness. This guy's like looking for target practice or something.
At this point of the game, he just wants to make himself the target. Like, look at him. Every time he does something, he looks for someone to hit.
Absolutely. Ace formation here. Offset is the I, single back. And there's another handoff to Eniola, and he picks up the first down. And it looks like Tallahassee is trying to run the ticker down. And New Orleans is going to have to come away with something here on the defensive end.
Yeah, you don't want to give up that third down there. I mean, it's hard to say considering how well Eniola's done today, but you really, really need to get the ball back if you're New Orleans.
Trips to the top of the field here for the Pride. Gossett down to the bottom of by himself. There's a draw play here to Eniola. He picks up maybe 2 yards on that carry. Stuffed by the defensive team of New Orleans. Garrison Dangerfield come away with that tackle.
What a name. That's got to go on the all-name team right there. Dangerfield.
3 wide receiver set here for the Tallahassee Pride. There's a 3-step drop by Christensen. Got his tight end. Picks up another 4 yards on that play there. 3rd and 3 at Tallahassee's 49-yard line. 8 minutes and 7 seconds. They were able to get the clock to stop on that possession. 8 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the 4th.
I do see some micro adjustments being made by New Orleans. I call them micro because you don't really see much of a difference, but usually that pass to Gotts is the first down. Now it's just a little short.
Eric Dalequist in the chat states that Jaye Eniola went to the Marshawn Lynch School of Running. Here's another handoff here to Eniola, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. And that is Heath McDaniel II coming away with that tackle. I don't think we called his name much today.
I only said it once, and here's the thing. Sometimes that can be enough if it's a play like that.
Absolutely. Things can turn around here now for New Orleans. Great stop there by the defense, not allowing Tallahassee to get into any type of scoring range. And now they're going to have to punt it away. Nola's not going to fair catch it. He's going to try to run it, and Brown is smacked across the lips. Brought down at the 18.
And that, again, is why I just really get agitated when returners are going to just try to be the hero. Just call the fair catch. You're not going anywhere.
Absolutely. Not unless you really get lucky and you have some field in front of you. You can make a few people miss and pop that thing open. 4 wide receivers here for Xander Gold. 7-step drop. Should have been doing that all game. And the pass is dropped by the tight end. Vickers did not, he had his hands on it, but he didn't bring it in.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. I mean, the pressure the game gets to you. You hear footsteps. Sometimes they come crawling a little too quickly. Ball gets there where you're not expecting it because you're looking at the defender and you just have your mind focused on the wrong thing.
Absolutely. 3 wide receivers here now for New Orleans. Got a man open across the middle of the field, and that pass is caught and complete. And that is Wolf with his, with I think his 3rd reception of the day.
Here's Matt Wolf coming up across. Gets separation on his men. And look at this here. He sees it coming a little low, saves the play, and gets the first down.
Xander Gold has been held to 127 yards on the day. Not a great performance by this rookie quarterback. 4 wide receivers here for the offense of New Orleans. Throws underneath. Got a reception there, but only picking up 4 yards. Pass was intended to Ermic Jackson. And that is the slot receiver here for the Pharaohs.
Well, sometimes the slot receiver on plays are to check down, and that's what he did there.
Yep. Twins hit to the bottom of the field here for Gold, and Bonkers gets the handoff, and he is met by Norwood in the backfield, losing the yards that they just picked up on the 2nd down.
I mean, plays look good on paper sometimes, but you know when you're matched up with something as rough as the Tallahassee front 7, you might as well just audible out of that.
Absolutely. 5 wide receivers here now for New Orleans. Defense is in a dime formation, and Gold gets pressured by all 4 of the defensive linemen of Tallahassee, and they're throwing up Q-dogs. They're flexing muscles, pretty much telling New Orleans this game is over.
Well, look at this here. It's not very often ever that you see this in professional football. All 4 linemen busting through.
Man, those guys came in like a pack of hound dogs or pit bulls or something.
Lions.
Absolutely. That's what they are. Great pickup there. Yes, sir. I think I would like to call this defensive line here for Tallahassee the chain gang. Everyone has a link, and they're making sure that that link is attached to that chain, and they're strong and attacked. These guys here doesn't lay up, man.
It's better you give the names than I do, because I would have just said purple people eaters, but that's taken already.
That's already taken by the Minnesota Vikings. 4 wide receivers here with the tight end on the play. The hoop-de-hoop formation for Christensen. He loves this formation. Goes out to Wilson to the top of the field. Got a reception. Picked up 5 yards, and Wilson has 8 receptions for 165.
And that's just the type of production that you want to see out of your receivers. You want them to just, with every reception, have a chance to break 3. And Duke Wilson's one of those weapons for Tallahassee.
And that's Christensen going underneath, and he got his man. Picked up the first down. 1st and 10, Tallahassee.
You know, and that's just been the CC, the Gossett CC to Wilson connection that has been, you know, usual business for them.
Look like the key players on that defensive line for Tallahassee, they're calling themselves, they stating that we are the buffet line. They pretty much like to go out and eat all they can, and that's what they've been doing today. They've been eating. Single back ace formation here for Tallahassee. There's a handoff here to Eniola, and Mr. Disrespectful breaks another tackle, and he's out to the races to the 10, and he's in the end zone with his 4th touchdown today, and the Tallahassee Pride has just put a fork in this thing.
Well, put your 4s up, folks. 4th quarter, 4th touchdown for Jay Eniola. Let's look at it again. Speaking of eating, have some big eats here. Lunch, Dinner. He eats it all. There he goes. Out of here again.
My goodness, what a run.
Four minutes left on the clock, too. All fours. Put them up in the chat, folks. Put them up in the chat.
And the extra point is up, and that thing is good as it splits the uprights. Douglas has been good on the extra points. Missed the field goal earlier today.
Well, sometimes all you need to get your confidence back up is just another chance to kick the ball. Really.
Absolutely. Jaye Eniola, man, has just put on a show today. And I love how Christensen has accepted his role in the offense. But he's still putting up big numbers, you know, today as well in the receiving game, or passing game, shall I say. And there's Brown. He keeps trying to make something happen, but nothing is doing on that return. Stopped and shoveled deep into the ground at the New Orleans 30-yard line.
All right, at this point, New Orleans has got to think about keeping it respectable. Because by keeping it respectable, it can end up getting to the point where you can actually start to come back. I know it's only 4 minutes left, but there's a chance.
Absolutely. Down by 21, and there's a screen pass hit the bunkers, and he's blowed up as he just gets past the line of scrimmage, picking up 3 yards on that play. 3 wide receivers set here. Matt Wolf to the top of the screen. Leroy Brown to the bottom. There's another shovel pass hit the bunkers. He picks up another 3 yards. Picking up 3 is not going to get it done. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Same formation, 2-step here by Gold. Got some in, toes are in. Did not get the first down. 4th and 1. And Levant, did you go for it?
I don't know. I think you're a little pushed up, still too much on your side of the ball. I mean, you could. I mean, there's no shame if you don't, but you could, and they are.
Absolutely, Levant. I think they should go for it here with only 3:41 left. Clock is stopped. 10 on the play clock. Gold going deep, and that pass is tipped and batted away. Incomplete, and the Pride takes over at the 38-yard line of New Orleans, and Alex Bond is pumping his fist after he just made an absolutely magnificent play.
And this right there is another touchdown-saving play here. And you might think the coverage on Brown might be a little too close, but look, let's be honest. The ball was heading where only Brown could get it. If Bond does not make that play there, who knows what could have happened.
Absolutely, man. Alex Bond, the guy covers so much field. I got to come up with a nickname for this guy. I'm not sure if he has one already, but Alex Cover Bond or something like that. I don't know. Eniola just finds more target. He's knocking people over. My goodness, how disrespectful are you going to be today? 298 on the ground, 4 touchdowns.
Well, we can't really say they're running up the score if they try to run it to kill the clock and Eniola's not having it, you know? They're doing what they're supposed to, but if Eniola's just going to be as violent as he is like that, we might see another one here.
It's got to be a crime, or it should be a crime for someone to be that disrespectful. That disrespectful. Eniola. Jaye is his first name. 2 on the play clock, and handoff it to Eniola. He gets over the field once again. He's down to the 10. My goodness, this young man is bowling.
Like, all they want right now is just to end the game, and he's just not having it. He wants records. He wants lunch. He wants dinner. He wants defenders. He wants the end zone.
It may not be that he's not having it. The defense may not want anything to do with it.
You're all professionals out there. You all gotta try. You've been doing it all game. Are you just tired? Probably are.
And Twins here to the bottom of the field here for Tallahassee at New Orleans 10-yard line. They're knocking on the door of that end zone like big bad lions. Another handoff to Eniola, and he smacked across the chest. Absolutely, it wasn't Eniola. That was the backup halfback, Alan Irvine. And Okoye comes through with a big tackle.
That big hit on the wrong target. They must have realized when they hit him that hard, they'd be like, wait a second, this isn't who we were looking for. Where's Eniola? Bring him back. Subs are in.
Absolutely. I bet Eniola's on the sideline saying, pick on someone your own size. And another Twins here to the bottom of the field here for Tallahassee. Irvine gets the handoff, and Irvine picks up a yard or two before he's brought down by Okoye.
I mean, going up against 3rd and goal, I understand they're going to call a timeout, but there's only really so many plays they can call here. You probably should have saved it.
There's an encroachment here by the defense, and nothing doing on the handoff into the halfback. Couldn't see if that was Irvine or Eniola, but there was nothing doing. But it looks like Tallahassee is going to get another play here from that encroachment. We're going to replay the down. I don't blame the Pride. I accept it too.
I mean, you want to give your second group some reps. So if you put them out there, you might as well accept it so they have another chance to do something themselves.
Absolutely, sir. 3rd and goal on the 4-yard line of New Orleans. These Lions are knocking on the door. And here's a handoff here to Irvine, and Irvine is nothing doing.
You know, when you see them go to Irvine, you could see the dramatic change in how these runs end up now. From Eniola to Irvine.
Yeah, Irvine's pretty much, you know, a lighter back. It's not as big as Eniola is. The difference between them in size is Eniola weighs 232 and Alan Irvine only weighs 210 pounds. So that's a 22-pound difference between them two. So, but Eniola is a little shorter.
You know, with the way Eniola looks, you would really think he was more than 232.
Yeah, I think Tallahassee needs. I think the league needs to have him weigh in, brought into the league's office, and see what's really going on. Because I think he weighs a little bit more than 232 myself. And there's a kickoff here by Douglas. 1 minute and 49 seconds left in this ball game.
Oh,
Make sure you check out the primetime game tonight on Twitch TV. You have the Houston Hyenas are hosting the Desperados from Tulsa. That is going to be a Southern Division matchup tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time, that is, on Twitch. 3 wide receivers here for New Orleans. And Gold gets pressured. That pass is tipped and intercepted. Go ahead and take your knee, Tallahassee.
I mean, there's not much else to say here. Look, throw, ball game.
Absolutely.
It's just how it works.
Was it the same guy that came away with the deflection, made the interception?
Yes, it was R.J. Manley with the deflection earlier that led into that other interception. He gets one himself here.
Absolutely. Frank Goodin, the owner of Tallahassee, in the chat says Eniola is only 5'8", so he's stocky, man, thick. I think he's thicker than a Snicker. There's the knee. And the Pharaohs call their last timeout. And Tallahassee is going to walk out of here with the W as they take 2 more knees just to get this thing rolling to the end.
Well, let's talk about some of the other matchups tonight.
Yes, sir.
So remind me once again what they are.
Tonight you have Houston Hyenas taking on the Tulsa Desperados. Houston is at home, and that is 7 o'clock tonight Central Standard Time, 8 Eastern Standard Time on Twitch TV.
So that's going to be a very interesting one. You know, Tulsa last season came out of the gates real hard and fast, and this year they're just coming in a little slow. They're just probably still on that late season shutdown mode that they were on last season. And I feel like this game is just going to be vital to the rest of their season.
Absolutely. Other SFL action that's happening right now at the moment. It's in the third quarter. The Atlanta Swarm are up 28-17 over the Dallas Lobos. That game is still airing here on the SFL Network on YouTube. Tune in to that one right after this game is over with. And don't forget about that Tulsa Desperados and Houston Hyenas matchup tonight at 8 Eastern Standard Time. And looks like the Tallahassee Pride is going to let the play clock tick all the way down to 2 before they call for the punt. And that thing's going to bounce here inside of the 10. It's going to stop at the 1-yard line. Things couldn't get any worse for the New Orleans Pharaohs with 13 seconds left on the clock. You're at the 1-yard line, and you got to get off of it.
That just makes it even harder for them to even get like a Hail Mary off. That's speaking of disrespectful. The punter didn't help either.
No, he did not. My apologies. I was looking at Score Stream, which is the SFL score guide, and I missed the entire play on first down. So it looks like New Orleans picked up 4 yards on that pass there. Trips to the top of the field here for New Orleans, and Bunkers in the backfield. 7-step drop here for Gold, and he's going to dump it off to the halfback. Spin move here for Bunkers, and he picks up the first down. 2-1, that is the ball game, and Tallahassee is going to walk out of here with a miraculous victory of 41-17 over the Pharaohs.
Wouldn't necessarily call this very miraculous. I mean, they were in front all game and just absolutely busted through for 586 yards. Most of these yards were on the ground. 302. Was it 282? I saw 282. So I'm going to go with that for now.
Yeah.
I'll get corrected after the games. 282 yards on the ground. And it was just all Jay Eniola today. Absolutely disrespectful scoreline. Just everything about this game. You got to feel for them over in New Orleans right now.
Absolutely. As we see here early on in the game, New Orleans did force a turnover. But they just couldn't get anything to roll early in the first half. On the offensive end, offense just looked at, in sync in the first half. They got things rolling in the second, but I can't remember the last time I saw a team win a ball game where they had more rushing yards than passing yards here in modern day history of football. The last time you saw something like that was probably in the 70s and probably the 80s as well. Yeah. Probably from the 80s back on down to the 20s or so.
That's the last thing I can say is just if Xander just needs to keep his head up. Games like this happen sometimes in this league, and look, as a rookie quarterback, you're gonna have your struggles, but we all know that he has some game in him, and as the season progresses, the rest of New Orleans will be fine. This won't be a regular occurrence. This just what happens when history is on the precipice for Tallahassee here with 20 straight regular season wins.
Absolutely. Great concentration there by Manley to deflect the ball It bounces off of teammate's back, and he comes away with the INT. And there's your player of the game, Eniola. 29 attempts, 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, 19 receiving yards. And that's it, folks. I am Devon Simien, here with my play-by-play hosts, Levant, Irvine, and we are signing off here from Tallahassee, Florida at the Lions Den. See you guys later on tonight on the SFL and Twitch.